The calm before the granite storm. Welcome back inside the Silent Ice Center here in Nisku, Alberta. Hi again, curling fans. Devin Heroux welcoming you inside this brilliant venue as we settle in for the final draw on the second day of slam action here, and so far, so good. Yes, it has been dramatic, exciting, riveting, all the things you would want to expect at a Grand Slam of curling. So like I said, we are settling in for a big finish to the second day of competition here, and we're going to get right into it because the teams are going to get on the ice in just moments from now. So we are going to welcome in one of the coaches of those teams. We've talked so much about the brilliance of Team Homan, and behind the bench, Heather Nedowin. And so we'll welcome her onto the show right now and into the bright lights. Heather, it is so good to see you as we get ready for this game tonight. Team Homan versus Team Constantini. What should we be watching for? How is Team Homan going to be successful here tonight?
Well, I think using the energy of the crowd and continuing to play their dominance play of controlling the zones and playing their game, always playing their game.
Listen, you have been in this position for a few months now. Talk about the decision to take on the coaching role for one of the best teams, maybe the best team in my opinion, on the planet right now.
Well, it was a really nice call from Sarah, because Sarah and I played together back in the days, and my first question to them was, what are you looking for, and can I do that for you? Because I think we all realize and appreciate how dominant they've been, and I want to be able to add some value. And so, you know, when you look at that lineup and they're always striving for more and precision, I just, again, was pleased that they asked me, but at the same sense, I always kept saying, what do you need and how can I provide value?
You have won at the highest level in this sport. From your perspective, Heather, what makes this team so elite?
Honestly, I think it's their honesty with each other. Before the game, they're always talking about things, but they're debriefing, and they're you know, the way they work together, always communicating. You know, as I work with juniors, and and we look at them, that's what I see the most when I look at gameplay, is how well they communicate on the ice, and their rock management is exceptional.
Speaking of juniors, it was raucous in here this afternoon, and you were the cause of all of that because you brought a swath of juniors here. How many were here? Who are they? Tell us a little bit about the juniors, because you have done an exceptional job building grassroots curling.
Thank you. Yeah, today the Sherwood Park Curling Club, to which I manage, we brought 56 juniors, 15 coaches, and then a whole bunch of siblings and aunties and uncles and grandparents. So there's just shy of 100 of us here today. And yeah, it was cowbells, it's cheering, it's French fries. What more could you want? Right, it's the best of, you know. And then I think what makes my heart smile is at the end when you see the autographs being provided by the athletes, and you know, them hanging over the edge and just oozing with excitement. That's what we need more of, and I just love this atmosphere here, and that's why we bring the kids here. And I'm so thankful for Christy and Sportsnet for providing this opportunity for us kids to come here. It's, you know, there's no school, but we skipped it and came and watched curling.
Awesome. I know you have to get out here and get ready for this game. The Olympic trials, Heather, are about a month away. Where do you think this team is right now, and how much better can they be on the big one in Halifax?
Well, again, every time we go to an event, and I've been with them so far, it's, you know, creating routines, getting into normality so that the stage is always the stage, and they'll be off to a couple more events in preparation, and it's ongoing commitment to get better.
All the world is a stage, and you shine brightly on it. Thank you, Coach.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Right. Good luck tonight. Heather Nedowin, she's heading right back out here and getting ready to go. Of course, Team Homan taking on Team Constantini. Both teams are 1-0, and that's our segue to take a look at the updated standings through nearly 2 days of competition here at the Grand Slam of Curling. So let's take a look at those updated standings right now on the men's side. You can see that Team Mowat, Team Adine, and Team Dunstone with perfect records so far. They want to keep it going here. How about Team Dunstone? Of course, they're back-to-back title winners, both at the opening slam and the point bet, so they are looking good so far. On the women's side of things, we'll take a look at those updated standings in a second as we count down to first rocks here at the Silent Ice Center. You can see it right there. Tirinzoni, Fujisawa, and Hasselborg, they are undefeated. Of course, here tonight, Team Homan wants to move to 2-0. They won it all here 1 year ago, and they love the confines of this building. So you can see the standings and the points there, and you see the LSD in the final column. That is the last stone draw, and so many people have so many questions about what that actually means. Well, I went to find out some answers. So I brought Joanne Courtney into the fray right here earlier today. Here she is with some explanations. We are back on the bench. Joe, this is going to be a segment here at the Silent Ice Center as we try and digest complicated terminology in the sport of curling and make it easy for you to understand, Joe. Today we're talking about the LSD, not that type of LSD, the last stone draw. We get a lot of questions about it, Joe, so over to you to help us understand.
All right, so LSD, last stone draw, we use that in the pre-game practice. This is how we determine who will have the hammer or the last rock to start the game. So both teams, they have two players that will throw a draw to the button.
Right.
And they try to get it as close to that pin as possible. If you cover it at 0, otherwise they take a laser, they measure how many centimeters it is from that button. The team that was closest to the button, so the lowest number in the distance gets the hammer. But we keep those numbers for the end of the week because in the event of a tiebreaker, that distance is what we use to rank the teams. So there will be 8 draws for each team. They all play 4 round-robin games. They can ditch their worst 2 draws. So the best 6 is what that total distance will be to rank all these teams. So in the event of a tie,
right,
there's room for 1 tiebreaker on Saturday morning, but if there's more than 1 tiebreaker needed,
right,
you could get eliminated based on your last stone draw ranking.
So, fantastic. The LSD has actually grown in priority from even your curling days, I think, because it is determined. I mean, we saw in Beijing, it determined playoff spots at the Olympics. How much did you guys put into it? Knowing you wanted the hammer, that was always an important thing, but now it's literally determining your playoff fate.
Well, it's as good as a win out there, and
right,
even for the teams that are in the quarters, it can rank, it can determine seeding, and if you play a lower seeded team with it, it's huge, and it takes up a lot of your practice off the ice just to, you got to warm up the path, practice, you know, do I miss these heavy? Do I get too much adrenaline? Do we cook the path too much? And then if you get out of it, you come up short. These teams have gotten so good, Devin, at just covering that pin every single time. And it really is a display of that finesse needed and that fine tuning, that fine motor skill in order to be at the top of the game.
Outstanding. Okay, so when you look at the standings this week on our Grand Slam of Curling graphics, you're going to see LSD. Now you know what it means, and watch for those numbers throughout the week here at the Co-op Tour Challenge.
Go shot to win the game and even up their record. Big 3 points on the line for Team Collider.
Oh no.
Brad thinks it looks like a rocket. Don thinks the same. Rylan is not worried. Line's good.
Yeah, looks okay.
Raise your arms, don't burn it.
Your shot.
Welcome back inside the Silent Ice Center here in Nisku, Alberta, as we count down to first rocks of the final draw, the second day of competition. So much at stake at these slams. And of course, later this week, getting started actually tomorrow for the under 25, the junior bonspiel taking place at the Beaumont Curling Club. And what a situation that's going to be. The juniors who advance to the final are going to get to play right here beside the best curlers on the planet. It is going to be some sort of scene. But we have action here tonight, and we'll bring on Brent Lang now, who's going to be in the commentator booth. We'll bring him onto the show. Brent, we got to get to you because you got to get up into the booth to call the feature game. It is busy. It's nonstop. You are calling Epping versus White. What should we be watching for tonight?
Well, I try and call all the Epping games I can because I love John's style and the way he plays the game. There'll be lots of action, and then Ross White's just the best shot maker in the world, maybe. So it's a good combination. It'll be nonstop from start to finish, especially with the new rule, only one blank.
To that point, I love getting some insights from the commentators because you guys are probably the hardest working people here. You're watching and calling a lot of games. What are you seeing with the one blank per game?
It's working is the short answer. Every first end we're seeing corner guards, we're seeing rocks in play, and we're not seeing, it's not that the blank we hate, it's the up and down, the hitting every shot and really no excitement. We've seen none of that.
Team McEwen very well, of course. They're getting ready to take on Schwaller tonight. What are you seeing from Mike and company so far early in the season?
Yeah, Mike's getting over a little bit of a surgery on the knee, so coming back to full strength, but I see them heading in the right direction, but like everybody else, they want a good result. You can pretend like you don't need a good result heading into the trials, but it sure helps for the confidence.
Maybe a quick word on Team Homan, who just mows down the competition time and time again. Brent, actually, I would love to ask you this. We always try and quantify and say this is the best stretch ever of curling, this is the best team ever of curling. Where do you put Homan in the pantheon of that right now?
I've never seen it before, so I guess that makes it the best ever because I'm old. I've been around since like 2000, so it hasn't happened since then, I can tell you that. That Team Martin, 08, 09, 2010, 11, they were pretty hard to beat, but they didn't even have records like this.
Incredible stuff. Okay, you can tune into rockchannel.com. Brent's going to be in the booth. Who you calling the game with tonight?
Peter Stesky, a ghost from Christmas past.
All right, have some fun. I can imagine you both will.
All right, thanks, Devin.
Okay, thanks. Brent Lang and Pete Stesky, they'll be up in the booth on rockchannel.com in a short time from now, calling the feature game Epping versus White as we continue to roll on here at the Grand Slam of Curling, the Co-op Tour Challenge. It's influencer night here at the arena, and I do think we have an influencer making the way onto the show. Because, listen, we're growing the game, and so I love getting the perspective of people who might be seeing curling for the first time. And James, will bring you on to the pregame show. James, great to see you. Thanks for doing this. Okay, you're here. Have you ever watched curling live before?
Not live. I've seen it on TV quite a bit, but never live, so it's nice to be here.
All right, yeah, what do you make of it? Because one of the things I love is that when people make their way into the arena, and they get this close to the ice, it's such a unique experience. What are your initial impressions?
I didn't think it would be this cold, to be honest. It's pretty cold. I mean, it's really cool in here. Everyone's on the ice. I don't know anything about how curling works, but I'm excited to be here and see how the competition goes.
Now, you are an influencer. What are you influencing, James?
I'm a local food blogger in Edmonton, Food Guy YEG, Food Guy YEG, and I was invited here by Co-op, one of the sponsors of the event. And yeah, I do food blogging.
Tell me about the food blogging. I was on your page earlier today, and you get to a lot of different places. Can you give us a little bit of a teaser of what we should be trying while we're in Edmonton and area this week?
Okay, well, I'm known for doing like top food places, like top 5, top 6 of a specific grouping of food. So for me, I like sushi. I like the all-you-can-eats in town. So, I mean, there's quite a bit of places. I don't know if I should name any, but...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I like Sushi Tatsu. That's for like one of the best all-you-can-eats. Sushi Toshi is good. Pampas is good for all-you-can-eat Brazilian steak. Cafes are great here. There's a new cafe that opened up on the south side called Mocha. That one's really nice.
I need the coffee recommendation.
Oh yeah, Mocha's good. Common Ground is great for matcha.
Yeah.
That's all I got for the top of the head in my head right now. But yeah.
Listen, I've been waiting all day to ask you if you were preparing the best foodie experience at the curling rink. Is there anything that comes to mind? I think there's some food out here back here tonight. Best curling food experience. What would be on your menu?
You know what? Sushi. Of course, sushi, right? MSSN does catering, so MSSN will be really good for bringing it in for do catering over here. Sushi is all I got right now.
Yeah, hey, last one for you, James, and I hope you have a great night here at the curling rink. Welcome to the curling family, but I wonder what you would say to anybody who hasn't been to a curling rink who might want to step into the place and take this all in because you decided to show up to here. What would you say to people?
I would say give it a shot. I mean, it's obviously a really great experience so far, and you never know.
And dress warm.
Dress warm. You never know. You never know what the night will. And I'm having fun so far, so it's great.
Awesome. What a pleasure to meet you. Have some fun tonight, and be sure to check out the handle. Tell us again.
Food Guy Yeg.
Food Guy YEG. James, thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much.
All right. That's James, Food Guy YEG. He's going to be enjoying it here tonight. One of the influencers. They're all in the Jackpot City Lounge, so be watching for them on the broadcast. All right, we are counting down to First Rocks, and there has been a lot of chatter so far this week about the blank ends, about the music when the curlers are playing. And so guess what? We should probably talk to the CEO of the curling group to break it all down for us. Let's bring in Nick Sulsky to the pregame show. Nick, hot off the plane, into the action. Here you are. It's great to see you again. Initial impressions, we're back in this beautiful venue.
This is one of the greatest venues I've ever actually had the great pleasure of setting foot in. It's so great to be back in Nisku, Devin. And it's great to see you for the first time.
I'm loving it.
Right?
Yeah, I'm really happy that we're in this venue and the fans. I mean, Nick, you show up here afternoon, and the place is buzzing. This is a heartland of curling.
It really is. I mean, you know when you're coming to Alberta, you're not going to get... Oh, I just saw a T-shirt cannon. I don't believe there's ever been a T-shirt cannon. Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. T-shirt cannons have come to the Grand Slam of curling.
I didn't know what was going on. I heard the boom, and I thought somebody might have lowered the boom on the ice behind us.
Or the Blue Jays hit another home run. I believe right now it's 8-2.
8?
For all of you sports fans out there.
News, sports, weather, we do it all on this show.
We multitask, Mr. Heroux.
All right, I know. Listen, okay, let's get to it. A lot of chatter. People are talking about it, and that's what you've always wanted. Let's start with the blank ends. One blank end. I just asked Langer. He said it is working. What are you seeing?
So I love the confidence of Mr. Brent Lang. Now, it's definitely working. I think there's definitely been a lot of points scored. There's been a lot of chatter. There's been a lot of strategy talk, which is, let's face it, which is what we wanted. You know, is it a rule that's going to stay here forever? You've seen we're less than 2 days through. I had a couple conversations with some of the curlers, and you know, I've heard some really interesting reactions about actually how defensive some of them are playing and how, you know, the rule's intention is to create more points, to create more action. And, you know, as you know better than anybody, I'm not a big fan of blanks, especially multiple blanks to start a game. Now, if the game is proven to become more defensive because of this rule, well, maybe this isn't the right rule. But, again, we're a day and a half in. I've quite enjoyed what I've seen so far. But we are here to be a part of the sport, and the curlers' voices are important as what we think and what the fans think. So there's some more debriefing that we have to do.
To that point, you know, we are hearing from the fans. They are a passionate bunch. And what I'm hearing from you and what has impressed me about you is that you are willing to when something might not be working and pivot. So maybe a word to that about the fans who might go, are we just keeping these things or will there be a pivot when you get the feedback from the people who are affected most, which are the curlers?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we have to take the opinion of the curlers first and foremost. They are the athletes, they are the players, but we're a business. Our job is to grow this sport. The things that we are testing right now have a very specific intention. We want to make curling bigger primarily more attractive for the non-hardcore curling fan. The curling fan right now that is angry with some of the changes that we're making, listen, I'm sorry, but the reality is you are going to keep watching this sport. What we need is a bigger audience. We need more people, and we need the casual sports fan to tune into a sport, and it's not it's not 1-0 in the fifth end. I'm sorry. That's boring. That does not cut it.
Tell me how you really feel. All right.
Keep talking.
Listen. Now over to the music. It has been playing for a day and a half now.
Yeah! The Grand Slam of Canon. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Whew.
Wow.
That was timing.
We're doing it live. All right, music.
Yeah, man. Well, if the fans in the venue think this music is loud, they haven't really heard what I want to be done. No, I'm just kidding. At the end of the day, this is a sporting event. And I'll say 3 things. 1, sporting events are supposed to be fun. They're not supposed to be quiet. Name another sporting event that is silent. There aren't that many. You could say the odd tennis game gets a little bit quiet, in golf when you're not at Phoenix Open or the rink hole is a little bit quiet. But at the end of the day, this is a sporting event that's supposed to be fun. But I'll go back to what we were talking about when it comes to the blank rules. Talk to the curlers. Tell me, what are the curlers like? Well, curlers like music. A lot of them are enjoying this. A lot of them practice to the music. Now, if a fan in the crowd is not so excited about the music because they can't hear the curlers talk like they did, well, you know what you can do? You can turn into rockchannel.com and tune into the sheet that you want to listen to, and you'll hear those curlers on those mics, right? This is about building a better experience, and music is just a part of that experience that we're testing. But I'll tell you one thing, outside of the blank rules, I think the music is here to stay.
We got a wrap. They're giving us a wrap. It's almost game time, Nick.
Oh my goodness. Well, we have to get to our seats then, don't we?
Let the music play. Hey, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Devin.
All right. Nick Sulsky, the CEO, never one to shy away from letting us know how he feels. We had it all here on the pregame show here at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku, Alberta, as we count down to the first rocks, the final draw of this second slam of the season. As you take a look at things going on here, the last stone draw again, such a crucial part of the game. It'll determine who has the hammer, who will start the game, and at the end of the week, it might even determine what teams are going to be advancing to a tiebreaker or into the playoffs. So a lot of important stuff going on inside here. You can watch all the games on rockchannel.com. Thanks for tuning in, as always, sports fans. Of course, you can consume all of this, like I said, on rockchannel.com and the Grand Slam of Curling. We have behind the scenes. We've got all the stories, the sights and sounds. And so wherever this finds you tonight, I hope you are doing well as we settle in for more curling here in Nisku, Alberta.